Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We wanted to do a little bit of an update, but first we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Shannon White, and I am one of the moderators of the group. And Jim?
Jim Eagle, one of the administrators for the group.
Okay, so I wanted to give everybody an update on what's going on with our kind of like our Off Rez voting initiative. When the group when they first were getting started, we had a petition drive, and the petitions were to try to get to force a BIA administered election to change our constitution to allow mail-in ballots for everybody, and so that would allow even the people off res to be able to vote, and they wouldn't have to try to come home. So we did this drive, and we kind of did like 2 waves of it, and we needed about 1,800 signatures, and we didn't get there. We got to about 500. So all those petitions that we got signed and collected, they're no longer valid because we had 1 year from the first signing to get all of our signatures and turn them into the BIA. So I'm not really sure why we weren't successful, other than that I think that our page was still really new, and we have a lot more members now. And that's part of the reason why we wanted to do this update, is because we have over 2,000 members now. And so we wanted to introduce ourselves, and then that to remind everybody that our focus really is off-res voting rights. So we have to decide what we're going to do next. And we do have some options. So we could do another petition drive, which means that everybody, if you got signatures before, you'd have to get a new petition and go out and get signatures again. And remember that we need 1,800. So if every person who is a member of this page signed a petition and sent it in, we'd have enough, because we're over 2,000 now. So that's one option. The other option is that I believe that they're looking, or they are going to, they have a proponent, or the judicial committee itself was going to be a proponent to change our election code, and they would amend it to allow mail-in ballots for everybody. So this was tried before. And again, this kind of happened at the beginning of when our page first started. And at that time, I was on the judicial committee. So we took it through the whole process. It took approximately 8-9 months to get through. And then when we took it to council, they voted it down. And despite the fact that we had the support for it, there were districts that made motions in favor of it, and their councilmen voted against their district wishes. And so it failed. Now, the difference between—
Can I interrupt?
Yes, please do.
Just to let you know, just to ask, do you recall what districts those were for the off-res members?
Old Agency and Long Hollow voted against their districts. So the difference between then and now is that our current council, they kind of have overthrown the judicial committee. So the judicial committee doesn't have the same authorities that they had before. And so, I mean, I think there's a lot more power concentrated in our tribal council now. And I don't think that we have a off-res voting friendly council. I know that if you've seen Gypsy on here before, she's done some lives. Oh, sorry about my kitty. She supports off-res voting, and so does Lisa Jackson, but those are the only ones that I know for sure that do. So if we decide to go that route, I don't know what kind of, I don't know if we're gonna be successful there. Our third option is to file suit against the tribe. And there's been plenty of other examples of tribes that have done this that have and been successful, because basically they're disenfranchising, our tribe is disenfranchising most of the tribal members, because there are more off-res tribal members than there are on-res. And that's part of the reason why they're fighting this so much, because right now we have family groups that control our districts, and they put the same people in, nothing really changes, but that's how they prefer it. And so if the Off Rez vote were to pass, I really think that our tribe would be completely changed by that. And I think that's definitely very scary for everyone that likes things the way they are. So we have to decide as a group what we're going to do. So I need everybody to comment. I want to see hundreds of comments, you know. So our three options are: do the petition drive again, be a proponent on a change to the election code, or 3, file suit against the tribe. And if we do that, we're going to have to start a GoFundMe, because we're going to need a lawyer, and a lawyer is going to cost money. So, and then, but another way that we can address it is by everybody coming home to vote at the next election. And Jim, do you have some thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I was talking with Shannon a little earlier, and she informs me that November 2022 is the next large election. And that's quite a bit of ways. That's about a year away, right? A little over a year. So that gives us 13 months to plan. I know a lot of us, like I live in San Francisco a lot, and it's far away, and it can be a little expensive to fly there. But if I put away a little money every now, between now and then, I should be able to, you know, perfectly be able to afford to go home and to vote in that election. So I know a majority of you probably live close by or within South Dakota or Minnesota, and you can easily drive there. And so we're asking you to prepare to do that in November of 2022.
Yep. Mark your calendar, start saving, start making your plans. And I think that we could swing a whole election with just a few hundred votes, honestly. I mean, maybe even like 30, 40 votes each district, I think could swing an election. So
is that the easiest route, Shannon?
Yeah, I think it is. Because we just have a lot of, I mean, the people that run and get into office are kind of, they're supported by the large families, and nothing ever changes, like I said. So we need some really dynamic candidates coming up, and hopefully we can find some candidates that are more friendly to including everybody in our tribe and not just the on-res folks. So that's our update for tonight. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, and we will answer those as they come in. But please let us know which of the 3 options that you would like to go with, because it's something that we need to decide as a group. Thank you for your time. And Jim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and nice meeting you all.